Good afternoon, my dear students. Today in these sessions, we are going to discuss the most important topic. The name of the topic is projections of a point. Projections of a point is a method of representing the exact positions of a point in a space on a reference plane, such as horizontal plane and vertical plane. Horizontal plane is known as the top view and the vertical plane is known as the front view. When we draw the image of a point on a plane, surface to the show where it is located, the image is called as projection of the point. Again, I will repeat. When we draw the image of a point on a plane surface to show where it is the exact location of the image is called as projections of a point. First of all, we need to understand the concept of coordinate system. Let us see. So this horizontal line is called as horizontal plane and this vertical line is known as the vertical plane. Clear? Total we have the 4 coordinate. First coordinate, okay, second coordinate and third coordinate and fourth coordinate. Clear? We need to find out the exact positions of a point where it is lies. So we can say that this point above the horizontal plane and in front of vertical plane. What about this point? So we can say that this point above the horizontal plane, behind the vertical plane. Come to this point. So we can say that this point below the horizontal plane and behind the vertical plane. What about this point? This point is below the horizontal plane and in front of vertical plane. So can we able to write like this? Above the horizontal plane and this second quadrant also above the horizontal plane. In third quadrant, below the horizontal plane and fourth quadrant also below the horizontal plane. Let us assume, dear, I will give a simple example you can understand very easy. Let us see. This is 4 person is lies in a 4 different coordinate. Clear? Then you can say that, sir, this first person above the horizontal plane, the second person also above the horizontal plane. The first person, second person both are above the horizontal plane. What about the third and fourth? Third person and fourth person below the horizontal plane. Are you agree or not? Yes. After that, let us see. This first person is in front of whom, dear? Vertical plane. What about this fourth person? This fourth person also in front of vertical plane. Can we able to write here? In front of vertical plane. What about this fourth quadrant person? In front of vertical plane. What about the second coordinate person, third coordinate person? The second coordinate person and third coordinate person both are behind the vertical plane. So we can write behind the vertical plane. Fourth person also behind the vertical plane. Let us see how to understand the concept. The first person, second person both are above the horizontal plane. Third person, fourth person below the horizontal plane. I hope so no one is having the dot up to here. Again let us see. First person and fourth person both are in front of whom dear? In front of vertical plane. What about this second person and third person? Second person and third person both are behind the vertical plane. So we understood over here the concept. First person, second person above the horizontal plane, but first person above the horizontal plane or in front of vertical plane. What about the second one? The second person above the horizontal plane and behind the vertical plane. What about the third quadrant person? Third quadrant person below the horizontal plane and behind the vertical plane. What about the fourth quadrant person? The fourth quadrant person below the horizontal plane and in front of vertical plane. Then after that you need to know very well this vertical plane will not be rotated. Who will rotate over here? The horizontal plane will rotate in the clockwise direction. Which direction here? Clockwise direction. So from this coordinate, so we will generate the coordinate formula. Then how to generate? Let us see. So first is vertical plane. So can we able to write here vertical plane. This is our vertical plane. Just a minute. Clear? So this is what we can see here, horizontal plane, and here the person is this horizontal plane, and this line what we can say, a reference line. It represents as X and Y. Clear? Just now I told you this horizontal plane will rotate in the clockwise direction. Which direction here? Clockwise direction. Then how will generate this formula? Let us see. The vertical plane is rigidly fixed. First draw the reference line. Draw the reference line. X and Y. X and Y. The VP is remain same. VP is remain same. Who will rotate over here? This horizontal plane will rotate in the clockwise direction. It should be below the reference line. It should be below the reference line. Let us see. This is the first coordinate formula. The vertical plane is rigidly fixed. Who will rotate over here? Horizontal plane. In which direction they are rotating here? Clockwise direction. Clockwise direction, like this. So we can say that the first coordinate formula, VP is above the reference line. So this X and Y, what we can say? Reference line. VP is above the reference line. HP is below the reference line. So we got the first coordinate formula. What about the second coordinate formula? First draw the horizontal line and draw the vertical line. Let us see. First draw the horizontal line. Clear? Meanwhile, draw the horizontal line. So this horizontal line is called as horizontal plane. Clear? So this is what we can say here, horizontal plane and vertical plane. So we can write horizontal plane, and this one is what we can say here, vertical plane. And this line what we can say, reference line. What we can say, a reference line. So it is present as x and y. So can we able to write here the formula? It is visible here. Okay. First draw the, so I will draw here above. It's visible over here. Okay. First draw the reference line. So this is what we can say, x and y. X and y. Just now I told you the horizontal plane will rotate which direction here? Clockwise direction. This HP and VP both are above the reference line. HP and VP both are above the reference line. So we can draw the figure. Otherwise, this figure I will draw here. This is x and y. VP is rigidly fixed. The VP will not be rotate. You know very well. Okay, then this HP will collapse with vertical plane. VP should be rigidly fixed. This HP will rotate in the clockwise direction. Both are above the reference line. VP and HP both are above the reference line. Come to the point of third coordinate. If you observe over a third coordinate, horizontal plane, vertical plane we want. Draw the horizontal plane. Clear? So this is what we can say here, horizontal plane and vertical plane. I am representing here horizontal plane and vertical plane. What about this line? This line is indicate the reference line. Okay, it represents as x and y. First draw the reference line x and y. This is reference line x and y. Already I told you this HP will rotate which direction here? Clockwise direction. So we can say that this HP is above the reference line. VP should be remain same. The VP is remain same. Clear? The VP is remains same. Who will rotate over here in the third coordinate? HP will rotate which direction? In clockwise direction, like this. Clear? The HP should be above the reference line. The third coordinate formula is HP above the reference line, VP below the reference line. What about the fourth coordinate formula? Let us see. First, draw the horizontal line and vertical line. Okay. Let us see. HP, and this is what we can say, VP. And this line, what we can say here, reference line. It represents as X and Y. Just now I told you the HP always rotate in the clockwise direction. If HP rotate in the clockwise direction, so this means that HP and VP both are below the reference line. So we can draw like that. First, draw the reference line. It's visible here. I hope so. Clear. X and Y. HP is below the reference line and VP is rigidly fixed over here. VP and HP both are below the reference line. Let us see. Again, I will repeat the concept. In first quadrant formula, we know that VP by HP. This is the first quadrant formula. Second quadrant formula is HP, VP both are above the reference line. HP and VP both are above the reference line. Third coordinate formula, HP is above the reference line and VP is below the reference line. This is the third coordinate formula. What about the fourth coordinate formula? HP and VP both are below the reference line. This is the fourth coordinate formula. So, how to remember? I will give the one more trick over here. You can able to remember the coordinate formula. Is it right? The first coordinate formula, we know that first draw the reference line X and Y. VP should be above the reference line. HP should be below the reference line. In second quadrant, we know the concept. Draw the first X and Y reference line. HP and VP both are above the reference line. What about the third quadrant formula here? So we know the concept. HP should be above the reference line. VP should be below the reference line. What about the fourth quadrant formula? HP and VP both are below the reference line. HP and VP both are below the reference line. So I will ask the question. Please identify the question. This question is belongs to the which coordinate? Clear? For example, let us see. A point 20 mm above the HP. Above, you know that it lies in the first or second. I think so you are in dynamo. Okay. A point is 20 mm above the HP, 60 mm in front of VP. Above and in front is lies in a first quadrant. Clear? Again, I will change the question. A point is 20 mm above the HP. Above the HP means it should be lies in a first or second. And 30 mm behind the VP. So this means that it lies in a second coordinate. Clear? Then a point is 40 mm below the HP and 60 mm behind the VP. Below and behind is lies in a third coordinate. Clear? Then in the fourth coordinate, a point is 40 mm below the HP, 80 mm in front of VP. So we understood over here it lies in a fourth coordinate. Clear? You know the concept of formulas of this coordinate system. The first coordinate formula is VP by HP. What is the first coordinate formula? VP by HP. Second coordinate formula is HP and VP both are above the reference line. What about the third coordinate formula? We know that HP is above the reference line. Just you have to change. Let us see. HP should be above the reference line. VP should be below the reference line. That's it. What about the fourth coordinate formula? HP and VP both are below the reference line. So this line, what we can say here? A reference line. In next class, we are going to discuss regarding the problem on projection of a point. Thank you, dear.